Goes up against Ingebrigtsen.
Yes, Kiplimo got an opportunity to run Austria his first race of 2020, where he ran his personal record for over 25 seconds to overtake the race favorite, Baraga. So this is going to be a very interesting race with Ingebrigtsen, the young Norwegian athlete who had an opportunity to power down that home stretch in Monaco to dethrone Mo Farah for that 1,500-meter European record. So we're going to have a great opportunity to see finishing, closing speed. Should these athletes be anywhere near each other, and not to be discounted is, of course, McSwain of Australia, who has the best personal time in this event.
That Australian national record is 7:32.19. McSwain talking at the press conference yesterday, saying that his fitness is really strong, coming off a good performance in Zagreb at 1,500 meters, running 3:32.17. So like Ingebrigtsen, Alicia, you know, these 1,500-meter guys kind of moving up in distance, feeling like this is a good distance. It's not the 5, and in fact, had the Diamond League schedule been as it was to be in 2020, this was going to be the longest distance contested in the Diamond League, as they were going to go to the 3,000-meter distance.
Yeah, you have to think, you know, for these 1,500-meter runners and these 5,000-meter runners, it's not quite in the middle, but it's somewhere, it's the closest space that we can see where these two distances, these athletes from these two distances can actually match up and see what they can do. You know, really adding that last mile from it being around a 2-mile race to around a 3-mile race really does make all the difference from what we're going to see these athletes be able to do when it comes down to that final, you know, 800 meters, where they really are turning on the burners. This beginning time right now is all about being able to pace themselves. It's about being able to draft and work off of each other. A lot of it also is tactical. They're playing a game of chess right now. Everybody is kind of feeling out where each other are, where they have been. They've had an opportunity to watch each other in previous races. Everybody that has actually been here before, been out on the track this year, I should say, you know, they're kind of showed a little bit of what pieces that they have. But this distance in particular, this 3,000-meter race that we're watching here tonight, we've only got 2 runners in this race that actually has a season best, which means this is going to be a race where anybody has an opportunity to really show what they've been doing all year long.
And Alicia, it's a healthy pace so far. They came through 800 meters just a shade under that 2-minute mark. Tobin of Ireland doing the job up front. McSwain right behind him, followed by Kiplimo. Then Ramsden, fellow Australian, teammate of McSwain. And then the youngster, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, sitting back there in effectively 5th position as they come up to the first kilometer in 2:29.55.
In that 3rd position, we see Kiplimo, who is a master of patience. He runs so effortlessly. If you see him right now, the way that he's carrying his arms, the way that his legs are moving in metronome, I mean, that is his classic style. So if he, again, is anywhere near the front, when we're rolling into that final 800 meters, he's really going to be difficult to beat. I really think that Jakob Ingebrigtsen needs to make his way. Oh, sorry, there he is right there. Jakob Ingebrigtsen in that 4th position. He needs to make sure that he keeps his eye on Kiplimo, because ultimately, if he doesn't allow himself an opportunity to be anywhere near him, he's going to lose this race.
Yeah, a little separation now from Tobin and the rest of the field. Crippa of Italy now moves ahead of Ramsden. Back to the field for a moment. Mondo Duplantis puts the pole in the box, but does not execute an attempt there at 19.2 1/4, 5 meters 85. Trying to get in a rhythm again, absent a crowd in the stands. It's been an unusual thing. Elisa, you haven't competed this year, but to think about what these folks are going through, both on and off the track, being absent crowds in these massive stadiums, got to be a challenge just to get motivated and stay focused, because you feed off that energy.
Definitely. I think, one of the things that you need to do in practice in general is you need to be prepared for all situations. And I really do think 2020 has been the year for these athletes that have chosen to compete that has added another notch of mental toughness to their game for 2021. So honestly, if you were able to have an opportunity to compete and you're able to get yourself up for these meets with nobody in the stands, I really think that these athletes have, again, added another amazing tool to their toolbox for next year.
Well,
in
the
that
three
first
favorites.
place position.
Sorry to interrupt there, as Mondo Duplantis is coming down for an attempt at 19.2 1/4. Been a long season for him. Started pole vaulting in the backyards when we were in that full quarantine, and coming off those world records, twice breaking it indoors this year. He had definitely been looking forward to what the season could have held if the Olympics had occurred as planned. Meantime, on the track, a very fast 2 kilometers complete, and our top 3 all in the mix. That's McSwain in front, Kiplimo, and Ingebrigtsen.
Now, Stuart McSwain is looking for an opportunity to run his very best race that he possibly can this year. He has the best time, again, in this field by far. He run 7:34 over the 3,000-meter distance, and, he's looking for an opportunity to put himself in the same conversation with Ingebrigtsen and with Kiplimo, and he's doing that, as you can see right now. He's not allowing for them to dictate the pace, and in these races, again, with it being so tactical, you have to be the one that's playing the mental game in a way that you can break down your competitors.
Well, all 3 men within striking distance of their respective national records. We talked about Motram's 7:32.19 for Australia, the Norwegian national record 7:36.85, and the Ugandan national record 7:30.95. As the youngster Ingebrigtsen now moves to the lead, and as he was against Barrega a few days ago, Kiplimo is lurking in second.
We talked about this. If these 2 athletes in particular, we talked about Kiplimo and Ingebrigtsen, if they are anywhere near each other, we're going to see a very fast final lap, especially because we've had an opportunity to see them race already this year. We know they're primed, and Kiplimo has had over a week to rest, but he knows what he can do closer to this distance.
Well, all 3 men with a chance to take down their respective national records, but perhaps the biggest challenge for them is to try to reach the finish line first. It's Crippa of Italy chasing there in 4th, but off the final turn, less than 100 meters to go. Ingebrigtsen and Kiplimo. Kiplimo now moves to the outside in lane 2, pulling him in with each stride and gets ahead, and for the second time in back-to-back races comes from behind, and look at that time, 7:26.64. A new lifetime best, a new Diamond League record, and a new national record as Kiplimo, Ingebrigtsen, and McSwain all set national records here in Rome.
What an incredible finish. We saw the confidence from Jakob Ingebrigtsen in just being able to tap through into that final lap and push that pace, ultimately allowing them to run such an incredible time of 7:26. Again, before this, the fastest time in this field was 7:34, so you have to see 10 seconds bringing that time down for us to watch such an incredible finish. And Ingebrigtsen showed us that he actually is one of these athletes that we can see next year that could potentially run the 15 and the 5. Again, right here we see Jakob Ingebrigtsen powering home, but Kiplimo, patience is his virtue. He sat right behind him and just tap, tap, tap until he saw him break down, and ultimately tugged away at that final couple of strides to take over Ingebrigtsen for that win.
Well, Ingebrigtsen came in with a seemingly pedestrian lifetime best of just over 8 minutes. He'd run 7:51.20 indoors, but we all knew he was capable of something fast, and in benefiting from the work that McSwain of Australia did at the front end of this race, benefits as all three of these men, including Kripa, who finished well back in fourth, all set new lifetime bests and new national records as the Olympic Stadium comes to life with record-setting performances in the men's 3,000.